Well, we seem to have a full group, so let me kick
Okay.
things off. And this week, I'm going to kick things off with a log from somebody you don't actually know. So, starting. Personal log, stardate 8418.1. Lieutenant Vera Voss, Starfleet Cultural Anthropology Specialist. I never thought I'd be coming back to Freeloader. Not after everything I did to get out. Not after earning this uniform, proving that I belong somewhere better. And yet here I am again, sitting on a cramped bunk on a merchant ship bound for the very place I swore I'd never see again. The SS Manticore is put together by regulations and spit. The crew are the who learn to survive by not asking too many questions. They're giving us a wide berth, especially the captain, who's not interested in why Starfleet officers are slumming it aboard his ship. I told him I had unfinished business, and he didn't push after that. I don't like this. Freeloader eats people alive. Not literally, but often if you can't afford enough to be soft, it'll eat you. And the team I'm with, they're too refined, too clean, too Federation. Dr. Roberts carries himself like he expects respect wherever he goes. And I doubt he'll be able to fit in. It's just wrong. Kennedy Bianchi, not. She's got that healer mind, but there's some things that just can't be fixed, and she's just not going to believe it. Sharon and Rendell, well, they're brilliant in their own ways, but brilliance on Freeloader is going to get you conned, mugged, or worse. Rivera's the only one I think I can trust. He's the only one who can keep his head down. He moves like somebody who understands that danger is all around and isn't going to announce itself. That's important on Freeloader. Because we aren't going to walk into the nest of thieves, a nest of vipers. We're walking. We don't know what the game is. We don't know what the rules are yet. Freeloader is all about power and perception. You don't walk in as a Starfleet officer. You walk in as you've got to walk in as someone people won't mess with. That's why I'm not wearing my uniform. That's why none of us are here. Out here, my name, or at least my family name, will carry more weight than any rank ever could. I've spent years pretending I wasn't just another street kid who made it off world, and now I get to pretend as if I
Declan?
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 never left. Voslog out. Okay, so you are on the Manticore, which is a merchant ship. I will just bring up the Manticore. I'll try and bring up the Manticore. I can't find it.
Declan, we didn't hear the bit of the comment about my character.
Oh, that she is a healer, but there are some things which can't be fixed.
My character accepts that. The mind is one of them.
Ooh.
She couldn't fix her father.
So,
She's accepted that.
if you can see the ship, it's a little bit confusing. Let me very quickly cover some of it. This is an upper deck, and you can see down onto the running through the ship. The cockpit is over here. That is directly over the lounge, which is there. There is a staircase leading up to the cockpit back here. And the cargo deck is beneath the lounge in front of the vehicle bay. So it's not the most obvious of maps because it is on 3 levels. Behind the cockpit, there is a small captain's yacht. Actually, I think calling it a captain's yacht is probably being overly generous. It's small shuttle size, but it is described as the captain's yacht. And they've got in the cargo bay, they have a small 2-man vehicle. Sorry, didn't catch that.
I said it's more like Captain's rowboat.
Yeah.
Yes, very much like Captain's rowboat. So You are on your way to a place.
Freezing.
Doesn't notice.
Declan?
Oh, brilliant. I'm still here. That was my internet. I know that was my internet because both computers lost access to the internet simultaneously.
What's Rupert downloading?
I don't think he's downloading anything. What are you doing, Rupert? He's watching a video.
There you go. Full HD.
1000.
Okay, so what did I cut off on?
I don't know.
You were talking us through what the ship looks like, but I don't think you've explained what our mission is yet.
Right. Let me bring up the GM's notes, and I will very quickly talk you through why you are here. So, a number of freighters carrying vital medical supplies bound for various independent
Oh, oh dear.
Just write it. Just type it out, Declan. It's fine.
Independent. We lost them at independent.
Federation-aligned worlds within the trade hub that lies both within the Orion Syndicate and has a number of rogue independent traders who stop there. Theoretically, it's an Orion world, but very loosely. You could probably call it a hive of scum and villainy if you wanted to.
Those are my favourite places.
Yeah, so the Odysseus can't really risk an official investigation without destabilizing the region. And sending a small group in a Federation shuttle would raise all sorts of questions and nobody would talk to you. So you are wearing non-uniforms and you are on board a merchant vessel, the SS Manticore. The captain is... You're fairly sure he's a smuggler, but he is definitely friendly to the Federation.
He doesn't care who we are, just as long as we pay our fare.
Chap,
Sounds about right.
doing his very best to look after you as you head to Freeloader. You have Ensign Vera Voss. Vera Voss she's a cultural specialist. Her actual title is Xenocultural Specialist and Trade Liaison, and she's a junior officer in the Diplomatic Corps. More importantly, she was born on Freeloader. Her mother was an Orion. Her father was human, and her mother. Well, she was born into slavery, unfortunately, and her mother managed to get her out. Her last memories of her mother are seeing her mother caged and yelling at her to run.
She prioritized her kids. Honorable.
Parents tend to
So-
do that.
And from there, she somehow managed to get into Starfleet Academy as a science specialist, and has been serving on the can't remember which US for the last 2 years. However, a transfer was arranged. She joined with the Odysseus, and then with you, she transferred to the Manticore. She'll be arriving at Freeloader in about 2 days. And as we join the action, very quickly, just going to cover where people are.
Just because you cut out, could you just remind me? So, what are they stealing that we're investigating?
Am I cutting out a lot?
Quite, yeah.
Bear with me.
Next time he cuts out, I say we break out a deck of cards.
The
Stop
toys
playing
in Toy
poker.
Story fall over.
Cassie. Shh.
Right. Sound settings. Speakers. No, not speakers, not speakers. Right, microphone.
It's not that you keep cutting out, Declan. It's that you keep freezing.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's losing connection at random intervals.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be able to eat all this.
Let me do a speed test. I'm kind of curious as to what a speed test is going to show.
You want like part of this, Daddy?
Sure.
Yeah. This has like 2 packs of ramen in it, so
Hmm.
I should probably see if I can downsize the recipe for one.
Doing a speed test suggests that my internet connection is
Body.
slow. Actually, the throughput's pretty good, but the ping is around 300, which is not so good.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. That's
But I am apparently getting 60 megabit per second throughput.
Oh, that's really good.
Why am I getting a terrible ping?
Yeah.
Well, the
I think
throughput's
the
good.
balloon in that dresser drawer. It's been deflated for months.
Yes. No, shh.
Yeah. In other news,
Okay.
my character.
So, running through where people are. At the moment, when we join the action, in the cockpit with Captain Buck, Shran is keeping company in the cockpit, having a chat. No idea what it's about, but that's where you are. In the forward lounge,
Declan, you did it again.
He
He's
can't
gone.
hear you.
He's gone for
Oh,
good
no.
this time.
Cool. My
Display
turn to pick
name.
Jim.
So, there are 2 crew members who are having some breakfast here, and Lincoln Rivera, Dr. Glenn Roberts, and Vera Voss are sat at the sort of lounge area having a chat.
Sorry,
Meanwhile,
okay. Meanwhile, what?
Mike Rendell, Kennedy, and one of the Manticore crew are trying to work out how they're going to track down the medical supplies when they arrive, and are working out scan patterns in order to try and find the thing.
Where is my character participating in this?
You know an awful lot about pharmaceuticals.
I forgot.
Sit
Hey,
up.
question: do we have a registry of what was stolen?
You do indeed have a registry of what was stolen. There's quite a lot because there have been ships which have vanished, and some of those medical ships have had an awful lot of supplies.
Well, drugs are kind of easier because we can think. I can't remember. I think theoretically somehow you could probably scan for the drug compounds. Other stuff less
It tends to be small. It's been small merchant ships which have been vanishing. Not surprisingly, nobody's going to attack the Odysseus to try and take medical supplies.
They're not that stupid, at least.
A Miranda class may be a light cruiser, but it's still a cruiser, more than a match for most pirates.
Yep. Okay, so in the cockpit, Strand, you are sat there behind Captain Buck. He suddenly looks at the screen, says, "That's strange," and suddenly there is a rattling sound. The console to the left of you, which shows the warp field, suddenly mainlines into the red, and the stars, which you can see sort of on the view screen in front of you, suddenly slow as the ship suddenly drops into real space.
Would
Let's
the
see now.
viewers notice?
If I remember right, Shran's got a con of like 2 or 3.
Yeah, 3, because you got to because we had Rivera like fake and
Shran's gonna, since I'm the only one on the bridge besides the captain, I'm gonna poke at it, pop over, see if I can turn to the console and see what I can learn.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like I think this is a reason con roll.
Yep, that sounds good.
Oh, let me just set the. I'm going to start you with some momentum, which is a little bit unusual, but I'm also going to start myself with extra threat. So I'm going to start you with 4 momentum, and I'm starting me with with 14 threat.
14?
Yeah, I would
What?
normally start with 10 threat. I'm starting with an extra 4 threat, and I'm giving you an extra 4 momentum.
Well, I may not. So, anybody got a problem with me spending one of those momentum?
No, go for it.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yep. Okay, because I'm looking to get some extra information here. I don't have a specialty. This is definitely not a small craft. So,
Oh,
well, that was a terrible roll.
Oh,
But at least I got 1 success.
you didn't get any complications.
You got 1 success. The DC was 0, so that's actually 1 momentum back.
Okay.
So you're back
So
where you
what's
were.
this console? What's the console? What did I learn?
What you learnt is that you have entered a large gravity well, and that has destabilized the warp drive. There were no on the charts. There were no gravity wells, and the sensors didn't pick up any gravity wells. But immediately after that, you pick up an Orion Blackguard class ship. It's pretty big. Okay, I'll say pretty big. It's small compared to the Odysseus, but it is still over 100 meters long.
Bigger and beefier than we are in any way.
Oh, way bigger than you are.
damn it! I'm not paid enough for this.
Captain, I think we have a problem.
He is desperately trying to reinitialize the warp field. Just hold on.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure something about the ship should come out of your mouth.
There's another ship. There's a raider. There's a Blackguard class vessel approaching. Actually, at that point, Shron's going to pull out his communicator. Rivera,
We see. Yep.
I think things are about to get lively.
I assume from the engines we just dropped from warp.
Yeah, and there's a Blackguard ship on class vessel on approach.
I'm guessing batten down the hatches.
Oh hell! If they're gonna board us, what do we want to do here?
That's a damn good question. Am I actually the highest ranking one of the player characters present?
You are.
Fuck.
No, my character's the same rank as you.
Yeah, but
I think seniority wise, your
You're-
character seems late 40s, so he's probably older and more senior.
probably. And I think that's I don't know what Dr. Roberts' actual rank is.
Lieutenant.
Ah, shit.
Oh, you're Lieutenant Commander.
Yeah, I know, which puts me in the hot seat. grab your weapon.
Oh, you don't want to be in the hot seat.
I'm
You're cool, Commander, but if
yeah.
they're going to board us, I can try and fight them off, but it's going to be what? There's 11 crew here plus me.
Yeah.
They'll board
Keep
with
your weapons handy and let's keep it cool for now.
If
Yeah.
they're going to capture us, we could do with hiding the weapons so we can get to them later.
That's actually not a terrible idea.
Should I go put on the gag coat?
What is the gag coat? Never mind.
The coat, she has a bit of a gag hook that just has, if she opens it, it's just all like little pouches for hypos. She calls it the gag coat.
Wait, what happened to Declan?
Declan's gone.
Oh no!
Cool, everybody make new characters. We're playing on the USS Nimitz. Yep. You're flying around in the next gen era on an Excelsior class vessel that desperately needs a refit.
Proved our innocence, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember we put it like this isn't mission critical, so.
Right. I know you said something after the ship appeared, but I didn't catch what you said. So
we were in the middle of a conversation on our comms between Sean and Rivera. So I think it's like, what's the call? I can try and get these guys to feint them off, but I don't think, like, if these guys are professionals, we are probably going down here.
Yeah.
as you are saying that, I will just very quickly go to the lounge. There is a sudden beaming in effect, and a number of figures suddenly appear in the lounge. Meanwhile, in the science area, a number of figures suddenly beam in.
Mm.
They're all wearing grey, black sort of uniforms, which actually makes them quite distinguishable from the Manticore crew, who are all wearing these sort of yellow epaulette things.
The second that they beam in, can I use my open book talents?
What precisely does your open book? Oh,
I want to know, so I want to spend a momentum. I want to just pick one of the crew, and I just want to know, like, are these guys geared up to kill us, or are they doing something else here?
okay. You may spend more momentum to immediately ask the game master one question.
So my question here is, kill or capture?
They are here to do by the looks of it, a very rapid raid, taking stuff. So they're probably here to grab medical supplies, any cargo, etc., and leave.
I'm going to drop my favour in between the two cushions on the sofa, so that it's not on me. And I'm going to just raise up my hands.
Cool.
Kennedy looks at Rivera, who does this, and
Hang on. Kennedy can't look at Rivera because Kennedy and Rivera are the other sides of the ship. You've got several bulkheads in the way.
Yeah, so they're not on the bridge?
No, Rivera is down here in the lounge, and Kennedy is over here working with Mike Rendell in the science area. I say science, it's the place with the sort of nearest that there is to science on this vessel.
my character very carefully just kind of raises her hands.
Since there's not anybody on the bridge, Tron is probably trying to help the captain restart the engines.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to work clockwise on the map, starting sort of in Kennedy's area, and deal with what's going on there first. Then I'm going to move to Lincoln and Glenn Roberts, and then I'm going to move to the bridge. So, Mike and Kennedy, 4 people have appeared. They are right in front of you. You also have one member of the Manticore crew here. And as they appear, Cassie, I think you said that Kennedy was putting her hands in the air. What is Mike doing?
I think Mike could probably also just put his hands in the air watching Candy do that, being like, you know what, this seems to be the most reasonable thing to do, surrounded by 4 people, armed.
He's mostly doing this so that they lower their guard to a degree.
Okay. This one here. Oh, hang on. I didn't mean to move them all. My apologies. Take off pause. The one, the third from the left, second from the right, yells, "Take them! They may have value." And the 2 to the left are going. Andrew, you trying to put something out in space?
No, I didn't realize that the ping would disappear, so I thought I'd make another ping, and yeah.
And these 2 on the left are going to fire phasers. One is firing at the Manticore crew member. The other is going to fire at Kennedy. And I'm going to spend 2 threat on that roll.
Ow. What are you buying extra dice?
I am buying extra dice.
That'd be 3.
Oh, that's true. I am going to spend 3 threat on that roll.
Yeah.
You sure 3 dice costs like 14 threat?
I've spent 3
No.
threat.
I think you're getting shot. Well, you know.
So 4
You
dice.
You always remember the first time you get distorted.
It's entirely possible they might miss or not.
Not with 4 successes, they won't.
Okay. Did it actually appear? Nope. I want the stats for this thing. It's not appearing. Okay. It's not opening either. I'll use the PDF. Oh, it is appearing. So that's going to hit, and I'm going to transfer. That's going to be 5 stress to Kennedy from the first one that hits her. It is on stun.
So I have 4 stress available.
You should have full stress because it's a new adventure.
You know, she took the 5 off.
Oh, okay. You got 4 left. Oh, okay. Cool. And the other one is going to fire at the Manticore crew member. No extra dice here.
Oh, that kid's unconscious.
That kid's unconscious. Because being an NPC, they only have 0 stress, or any stress, and they're knocked unconscious. Cool.
No, they're taking prisoners.
And the one on the right is going to throw a small grenade over the console. So from there to sort of in Mike's area. What are you doing, by the way, Nick? As this small round device flies over the console.
You know what? I think I'm gonna. Can I die? Is this a table over here? Is this a table?
It
Is
is.
this a
Well,
table?
it's. I'm thinking it's sort of like a TARDIS console type thing. If you've seen Doctor Who, yeah, that sort of
Okay.
shape.
So I'm just gonna. I guess I'm just gonna try to. If I can, I'll just like try to jump over it to get behind it over here, if possible. If not, I guess I'm just taking a grenade to the face.
Well, you could always pull the pin and throw it back.
They definitely pulled the pin before.
Well, okay, then you can hope they bought second-rate Nausicaa grenades and throw it back before it blows up.
That is actually entirely possible. Let's see if it's any
Okay.
good. So,
No, that was a problem with some of the Soviet-era hand grenades. The timers on them were dodgy, so a lot of times you had time to grab it and throw it back.
Uh,
Or not.
or
or
not.
not.
He held it a moment before lobbing it. Um, I think that's actually going to do stun to you and Kennedy.
Wow.
No.
So that's going to be another 5 points of stress each.
Ooh,
5
so
One
points of
Kennedy goes.
stress.
character's
Kennedy's out.
downed. So
It,
down.
it also stuns the Manticore crew member, but she's already unconscious.
So the poor kid's double stun. Oh,
My character's unconscious and on the floor.
Well, you're wounded at this point. Unconscious does not necessarily.
My character also has this completely flat expression like, oh, fuck this, not again.
Language. Sit up.
And
My character at one point worked famine relief.
I spent 2 threat there for them to maintain the initiative. Right.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
Nick, what's Mike doing immediately after this, since you are the only person standing on the other side of the console?
I guess. So I've watched Kennedy go down. The kid's unconscious as well. It's just me up, and I'm not looking
Yep.
too hot. You know what? What are you guys doing here? Who the hell are you guys? You guys just attacked us.
Back up, back up. The this one, the one who gave the orders before, pistol drawn but not firing, is ordering you to back up.
Okay.
There is a
I'll back up.
replicator machine behind you. You can't really back too far, but
I guess I'll try to back up as much as I can. Yeah.
in that case, these two on the left are going to move forward and try to pick up Kennedy, and let's give this Manticore crew member a name. Anybody want to suggest a name for her? Because it's terrible calling her Manticore member 6. I think she could do with a name.
I think she could be a jet.
Okay.
Jet. Jade? Jet?
Jade.
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 There you go. She has a name.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't change it. Nope, that didn't change it. Okay, so I have to actually... I gave her a name. It's not changed the
Yeah, throw up that
token.
token.
Ah, I need to change the token. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up.
There you go. She has a name.
Oh.
Murphy's Law.
Oh, they are grabbing Kennedy and Jade. This one, I don't want to call him the Negro one, but it's the obvious distinguishing mark. It's possible the one wearing the mask is also Negro. I don't know. African American. I don't know.
Bossy.
He's a
'cause
big
the one doing
stick.
the orders.
Yeah, the one with the thing over the shoulder, which could be a rifle or something. This one.
I was zooming in on that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got an M on his eye.
He's got an M on his eye.
Yeah,
does.
He
you see it?
does. It's an M
I
guy.
have the weird M tattoo.
His name's Mike as well.
Pointing a pistol at you whilst they grab the tip. Okay, in the lounge.
Yep. Set up.
I love you.
Are you still
The
spending initiative?
one at the back.
Mhm.
Didn't mean to move them all. The one at the back clearly appears to be in charge. Points he's got a rifle. The others have all got pistols. Points his rifle at you. Okay, we'll take the woman and any supplies you've got.
And when he says taking the woman, he's looking at Zara Voss, is he?
He is indeed.
I'm going to stand protectively in front of Zara Voss and be like, "Oh, no, you don't. No, come on, you got to leave the lady alone." Looking big and unthreatening. Well, no, looking big and slightly threatening. I want to put out kind of like bodyguard vibes.
Whilst you are doing that, Vera is going to try and she's looking for something that might serve as a melee weapon, and I'm guessing there's probably something that she can use as a melee weapon nearby. So she's going to try and subtly take something.
Tenderizer.
They're in the lounge, not the galley.
They are definitely in the lounge, but there is a table there, so whatever is on there.
A lamp.
I do love the idea of her just eating a lamp at them.
Just picking up.
I'm not sure if any of her focuses really apply. Urban survival, potentially cultural anthropology.
I feel like urban survival has got to include like improvised weapons.
How to use a table as a weapon.
Yeah.
Depending on
Okay.
the culture, it could be very relevant.
And I'm guessing this is probably daring. Daring security seems to fit. She's subtly trying to do it, and
Oh,
Miserably.
she dies.
With a constitution.
Whoa.
not being very subtle about it either.
She dies.
She tries to use the weapon, the table as a melee weapon, and then realizes that it is fixed to the ground, so it doesn't fall over if the ship shakes. And she looks incredibly stupid trying to pick it up.
Hey, the lady's part of an important family. You don't want to nab her, or like her family. You want Orion pirates coming after you? Like she is major. Mistress of the Winter Constellations is her like grandmother. You're gonna get.
Z, B, check if they've got any weapons. This one at the front and the one slightly behind are going to step forward and check you. Sorry, Rivera and Dr. Roberts for weapons.
I'm going to step forward so that they get to me first because I've already got rid of my weapon. It's in the sofa between the two.
It is. Yep.
And that might just give my companions enough time to make themselves look unthreatening.
Okay, I'm assuming that you had a Type 2 phaser. What did you give everybody else? Given the nature of this mission, has everybody got a Type 2 phaser?
The problem with the Type 2 phasers is that they're very difficult to conceal. So wherever I've got my luggage, I've got a Type 2 phaser at the least. But I am actually carrying a Type 1 phaser because it's much easier.
Cool.
And so is everyone else. But I've asked other people to put them in like discrete locations because it's not recognizably like it's recognizably Federation. It's not necessarily Starfleet. But all of us with them is going to look a little bit suspicious. So up to you where you have hidden them. Lincoln's was in his was nestled in the small of his back, so he's just shifted it down there.
Cool. Andrew, where has Dr. Roberts got his phaser?
Tucked in his boot.
Oh, okay.
So, just lifting up his trouser leg, he tucked it in his boot. But yeah, that's where he tends to keep it. But he's still got.
Mine is in my character's boobs.
Yes.
Literally.
That
in the
sounds
boobs?
uncomfortable, but okay.
In the boobs or in the bra?
But option.
Down. Tucked her thumb in her bra and shoved it down. She made sure the safety was on first.
Okay.
What did Rivera think of this particular hiding spot?
Yeah, see.
Rivera's probably unaware unless you showed him.
Rivera doesn't know.
I think he's to be professional and hide it in sensible places.
50 seconds after getting it.
Not appropriate, Sandra.
People never look in ladies' boobs for hidden weaponry.
As they're searching me, can I just try and put off enough angry big guy vibes? I just want them to focus enough on me and to get the impression that if there was someone who's going to be carrying a weapon here, it would be me.
That sounds very sort of present security to me.
Yeah.
And
I'm going for strong, bouncer energy. I want them subconsciously to think, we've searched the most dangerous guy, we've taken a long time doing it, and he doesn't have anything on him.
you can definitely do that. This is an aid roll to a disguise roll, so it's 1 dice. And it sounds like a present security.
Yeah. Would I get... I don't think close protection will probably... Would close protection work on this? This is a very bodyguard sort of thing to do.
Yeah, I'll buy into that. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
excellent. So that's some successes that you guys could have.
So that is 2 successes towards Glenn's attempt to hide any weapons.
So what I'm doing is I'm being deliberately, as they're searching me, I'm holding my body posture in different ways just to look as if I'm trying to disguise something. And I am trying to get them to focus as much as possible on me. If they...
Okay, I'm going to accept you can give 2 extra dice to Glenn, to Glenn Roberts, for hiding things. But when Vera tried to pick up the table and got that complication, she dropped her phaser on the ground.
Okay.
So
Well, that helps them a little bit.
You win some, you
the
lose
list
some.
of constellation and all that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Fascination.
Declan, what do you want? Do you need me to roll?
yes, How are you doing this? How are you trying to hide it?
Well, the thing is, I'll sort of I think I'm trying to get up, but sort of semi-struggling to stand up. But as I'm struggling to get up, I'm putting my hands down towards my boot. So it's oh yeah, and just get up that way. I hope that makes sense because it does in my head.
Yeah.
I'm thinking presence security or daring security.
I think daring security. And since your security is 1, it makes no difference if you have an appropriate focus.
I don't think I've got any focuses.
Yeah, but with a department of 1, it makes no difference if there's a focus or not.
Yeah. Okay, and it's just number of dice 2, no focus.
Number of dice 4 because you got 2 bonus dice from Lincoln's.
Oh, okay.
No, he got 2 success. I thought he got 2 successes.
Oh, that's true. You have 2 successes, so you've got 2 dice and you've got 2 bonus successes.
Nice. Okay.
But his don't. His don't count unless he actually roll. The extras
That's
don't
true.
count.
Yeah, you do need to get at least 1 success. But that's a success. I can see a 3. So that's 3 successes.
Nice.
You needed 2 to hide it, so that's 1 momentum.
Awesome.
And they have not spotted your phaser.
And I'm gonna sort of semi put my hands up, just from the elbows. I haven't got anything. Blah blah blah.
Okay, they are going to try and usher you over to this side of the room whilst they bind and secure Ensign Voss.
Look, I'm telling you guys, this is a bad idea. Hey, Hansi! Keep off, you haven't paid for that. Buy me dinner first.
Hey, what are you wanting with her? What?
Probably worth something. And she's one of ours.
One of you?
She's Orion, can't you tell? She definitely looks green. There's no denying that she is half Orion.
She's only.
It's more of a pale green.
She's just got a
There's
bad case
also
of
there's also blue Orions.
yeah.
They get cranky.
In fact, at this point, since they are binding her, 3 of them have got their backs to you.
Hmm.
Is this one? Is he concentrating more on watching down here, or is he more concentrated looking at us?
He's probably watching them bind the ensign because he thinks you're disarmed. So he's not overly concerned. Also, one of you is wearing, no, you're not wearing, you're wearing civvies, but you still look like a not particularly dangerous person.
Whereas
They put-
Lincoln does look kind of obviously like there's not going to be much that is going to hide Lincoln's build.
In fact, he's probably thrown you the equivalent of a zip tie and told you to bind yourself.
Can I pretend to start binding myself, and then I want to move my hands back to shoulder check him and to elbow him with the stomach, and
You
then
can.
throw him across the room.
That would be a daring security.
Gosh, we've got 2 members of the Manticore crew here. Like, this is going to be close to a fair fight, and I know that Robert's presumably still got his phaser on him. So I am going to go. This would be daring security.
Yep.
Could small unit tactics count here? Because I'm taking on this guy so that my colleague can phase the 2 who have their backs turned.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Could I spend some momentum to try and take this guy out?
How much you want to spend?
How much is it for an extra dice?
Just
1.
I'm just going to take the 1 to buy an extra dice. I want to take this guy down right quick. Oh, and I not manage.
Ooh.
That is bad.
Oh.
It's not bad. It was a DC 1, so you have succeeded. You can spend the extra success for. Let's have a look. What could you spend the extra success for?
Could I spend the
Can
extra
you
success to
mitigate
give?
the complication?
No.
Could I spend the extra success to give Roberts the next turn?
Keeping the initiative requires 2 momentum. So you could spend the extra success as half of that, and then 1 momentum from the momentum pool.
That could work, and then Roberts can shoot some of these guys when their backs turned.
Yeah.
However, as you punched him or elbowed him,
Yeah.
His rifle went off. Actually, I'm going to say his rifle went off and hit this member of the Manticore crew. Oops!
No.
Don't turn him invisible. Turn him unconscious. Unconscious there. There we go.
At least he had the rifle set to some, but we no longer we almost outnumber them.
Actually, no, don't turn him invisible. He is also out. You have taken him out.
Nice.
Unless you were trying to do deadly damage. No, you can't do deadly damage
No.
unless you've got martial arts. Okay.
No, not interested in doing deadly damage. I just
No,
wanted-
you slammed him into the wall and then threw him on the ground.
Yeah.
In the process, he managed to shoot one of the Manticore crew.
But that means that there's a rifle going free for me to take on next turn.
What's Glenn doing?
Glenn is going to take that opportunity and grab his phaser from his boot.
Okay, that's a minor action.
Yep. And then shoot at this guy. Is that a
Can I make a really strong recommendation here?
yes?
Spend 1 momentum to get an extra minor action and
Okay.
set it to zone or area.
Ooh, okay.
Because you can.
What,
Yeah,
what does
you
that
can-
do?
That would mean that you hit everybody in this general area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's do that, and then let's spend a momentum. So I'll take that off. Get another minor action. So I'm going to set my phaser to.
You
Area.
grabbed it from your boot, you set it
Yep.
to area,
Beep,
and then
beep.
you fire it.
And I fired. Yes. Let's go.
Fire.
Pew pew pew.
Let me just check the rule. If you succeed on an attack, additional targets in the same zone may be hit by spending 1 momentum for each additional target.
Oh, so it's 2 momentum then.
Well, hang on, you have to hit first. It costs 1 momentum to
okay.
set it to area,
Okay.
and then you need to hit. Which one were you aiming at?
I was primarily going to aim for like the closest guy.
This one. Okay,
that,
cool.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Right, okay. So you need to roll to hit.
Don't have anything. No, I've got no focuses or values for that. So is it just 2 dice?
It is control security.
Control security. Yep.
If
I'm
you
better in
spend
control.
if you spend 1 momentum, you can get an extra die.
Go for it.
What do
Spend
you
the
reckon?
momentum.
Okay,
Spend
that
it.
would
Yeah.
that would leave you 2 momentum.
You need to hit in order for the other momentum to be worthwhile.
It's actually worthwhile. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So
Do it.
3 dice. Ugh.
I see a 5.
Five
I
and
see a
7.
5.
5,
2
7,
successes.
2
and
successes,
17.
which is what you needed to hit. Okay,
Ooh.
you have hit him.
Yes.
For each additional momentum, you can hit one additional target. Do you want to spend your remaining 2 momentum to hit 2 more targets?
It's good, actually.
Do you want me to finish off all the momentum just to hit 2 targets?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I might
Okay,
go
so you
off,
have
yeah.
hit 3 targets and you have
Okay.
taken out 3 targets. Somehow,
Okay.
you managed to take out all 3 of them without hitting anything. Don't know how you did that.
She
Well,
ducked.
the fact
She
Just a
ducked behind the
volatile.
table.
volatile and zip tied is probably helping.
Mhm.
And now we get
Okay.
to go cut her bindings.
Oh. Did you see that, Riviera?
I know that was a fantastic shot. Good man.
And now to go help the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Can I
On the
start?
bridge.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Right now, I'm trying to get the engines restarted so we can go, so we can run for it. Because
Okay.
if there's anything
You
I
appear.
know, this ship could not take on that Orion Raider in a fight.
Okay, I need a reason roll of some description to understand what's keeping you here. So it's going to be a reason con.
Right. Okay. Let me open it. Shoot. Reason con. Shooting. We're all out of momentum.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
You can give me threat.
No. I'm scared of him.
Oh, why not? We'll give you one more threat.
Yeah, I think it's kind of worth it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be right.
Yeah.
So okay,
Well,
up to
that's the
10
thing.
threat.
I also get. Yep. And then I've also got intense. So
I see a 4.
yeah, that's once. Yeah, no, that's 2 successes.
2 successes. Right, you've got 1 momentum because it was a DC 1. and you are fairly sure that you've seen something similar to this before. It's probably a Romulan singularity drive being used to create a large gravity well. And to actually re-engage your warp drive, you are going to need to put some distance between you and the Orion ship.
Oh, okay. And I also get since I bought a die with threat, I get a bonus momentum.
Oh, okay, so you're now on 2 momentum. Cool.
Well, no, it's bonus.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, well, like, can I get additional information on that one then with the bonus? Or is there?
It might be worth using the bonus to perform another action. Like
Yeah,
a
get
helm
the ship.
action.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get the hell out of here. Get us moving the hell out of here.
I believe that
Whatever.
impulse is a minor action, so you could use that bonus
Okay.
momentum to do an extra minor action, which is to engage the impulse drives and move you up to 2 zones.
Yep. I'm gonna do that. And if the captain squawks, I'm gonna say I need maneuvering room.
Cool. In that case, I am going to spend 6 threat.
Oh no.
It's a lot.
That doesn't sound good.
And as you start moving the ship, they beam these guys plus their captives off the ship. So Jade, Mike, and Kennedy.
Oh.
And
Sorry.
Goodbye.
Hope you
Bye,
get it
bye.
back
in
there.
actual fact, actually, do I have to spend the momentum as well for separating an NPC? I don't think so. So I don't think I needed to spend any momentum for Murphy.
Get up.
Oh,
Well, time for a prison break. Are you guys going to come rescue us?
Do
I don't
they
know where you've
also
gone.
beam off their own guys in the lounge?
sorry?
Do they also beam off their own guys in the lounge? Or do we have them?
No, they didn't. You have several captives.
Excellent.
Do you know we haven't had a title sequence yet? I think I would have had a title sequence before this, apart from the fact that I had lots of technical problems. So let's go into the title sequence.
That sounds good.
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the hospital ship Odysseus. Her mission, to heal the wounded, to aid the vulnerable, and to uphold the ideals of the Federation. On the borders of Federation space, in regions fraught with danger and opportunity, she boldly ventures to kindle hope on strange new worlds.
Ah, that's the wrong ship. I should have changed the ship. It should not be the
Boom, we've
Odysseus.
got the Odysseus back and stuff.
That probably could get us a bit of
Back to
Ignore the
basics.
Odysseus. It's not the Odysseus. It's the right planet, but
You mean that does that mean that
Right
we don't
planet,
have
wrong
Suzanne to
ship?
help out with the negotiations?
Yeah, why not?
We can simply channel the spirit of Suzanne.
Yes.
I'd rather channel the spirits of Shran's
Just
liquor
a
cabinet. Liquor cabinet.
Adi!
What?
Just
Ow!
The
Show
strong
your
spirit of
ancestor
the
instead.
so freeloader, better known as, well, properly known as Olin 10 or Olin X, is theoretically one of the turnstile worlds, part of the Orion Frontier Mercantile Association. It's pretty lawless, to be quite honest. And you have arrived
As in,
here.
keep your weapons handy.
There. Get rid of that ship, which should not be there.
Don't blame me. I wasn't driving. Oh wait,
You
I
have
am
arrived.
driving.
No.
You're a bit short of people, so the SS Manticore has arrived. There appears to be some damage to the warp drive, so it took it a little bit longer than was expected. So after your unfortunate encounter in space, it took you about 4 days to arrive at Freeloader.
Oh, well, that's plenty of time for me to have a chat with our captives.
Oh yes.
Did they discover the phaser hidden in my bra?
Yes, probably.
We'll get to that.
That is an important question.
It's a relevant question, but hold that thought.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to reload the Manticore. Configure. I was just trying to make it available to the players as well in case you all wanted to have a look at it. Save changes and go back to Freeloader. Okay. So hopefully now you've all got both ships on your available log top things you can choose. So if you want to have a look at the Manticore, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So you have 3 captives.
4, don't we? Yeah, because we've got the one that I punched.
You're right. You have 4 captives.
Can I have a chat with Zara and be like, how do you feel? Because we could announce that we're Starfleet with these guys, and they will know that that means that they've kidnapped Starfleet officers, so we're never going to stop hunting them. But it also means that they know that by and large we will be nice and we will be nice and cuddly. Or you could pretend to be an Orion, in which case they'll know that they have a real chance of being thrown out of the airlock if they don't cooperate.
I think if word that we're Starfleet gets back to Freeloader, we'll lose a lot of opportunity. I think keeping our covers as long as possible is probably a good idea.
Okay, so we could continue
so
with the whole you are a serious Orion badass, and these people have picked the wrong person, and we want our people, and see what we can do with that.
Ensign Voss never really strikes you as a badass. Her
Well,
record.
You've just got to stand there and look intimidating while I do all of the talking as your male underling.
Okay, I can do that.
I've been to
Do you
places
need
like
me to
this
play
before.
angry stabby Andorian?
Yes, but you're going to need to lose the jacket and roll up your sleeves.
Whereabouts are you doing this? So there is the the room with the navigation computer, etc.
Mhm.
You've got the mess. You've
I
got
want
the
them. I want us to do it here. I want them to wake up strapped into that vehicle, so that there's a possibility that we could just be dropping them and the vehicle out of the airlock.
oh, okay. So you're putting them inside the two-man jeep.
Yeah. I want,
Bitch.
because of course Rivera will not drop them out of the airlock, but they don't know that.
Why would anybody drop them out of the airlock?
Because they refuse to answer our questions, obviously.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at the ensign and say, in the one of the traditional methods of execution aboard a spacecraft is throwing someone out an airlock.
Yep, I think they'll be aware of that.
Any traditional or Orion method of execution, you know?
No,
Andorian?
we mostly leave them out on the ice for nature to take care of them. If we're feeling nice, we give them a blade.
Unfortunately, we are nowhere near Andoria to do that.
Yeah. You'd think Andorians would have the sense to come in and out of the cold, but no.
Well, Vera is going to take the cable ties that they threw to you and use them on them. It seems poetic to use their own cable ties.
Mm-hmm. I want to pat them down, take away weapons.
Strip naked!
No, leave them their
No,
skivvies.
we're going to strip them down to their skivvies, so they're going to feel like vulnerable, but we don't need to go all the way with
Oh,
their
you're no
dignity
fun,
intact.
Rivera.
Throttle down.
I'm a Starfleet officer.
We're not. There are limits to how much fun we're allowed to have.
Keep me one of their uniforms as a war trophy.
Okay, it is a two-man buggy, so you can only really strap two of the four in. But I'm
the outside, like it can be uncomfortable.
oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Jeep.
Or I suppose you could strap one of them in another's lap or something.
Yeah,
That's always
but I
possible.
just want them. I just want them to come to consciousness aware that they have been conveniently bundled together in one easy to dispose of package, and I want them to be thinking about that while I'm talking to them.
Okay. And are
Paul
you
and
sort of?
Rivera have them in front of the Jeep.
I'll just stick the. So there, somewhere over there. He's somewhere over there as well. And you're wandering around in front of them. Who else is here? Ensign Voss is clearly here.
Could we be talking to them from the balcony at the top?
Oh, yes. Yes, you can definitely do that.
No, you should have Lincoln there and then Voss up on the balcony looking
They're
down
yelling.
dispassionately.
Yeah,
I
I'm,
think
kind of, I'm imagining this kind of like Voss in the middle, slightly behind, and then Lincoln and Shrawn both looking like beefy bodyguards as escorts either side.
Cool.
If Shrawn is
Sounds good.
interested in such a thing.
Oh yes.
Can I have my thoughts for a second?
So you're
Sorry.
not there.
I know, but it's an idea.
Okay.
Instead of having everybody on the top thing, you have Voss up there looking dispassionately at what is going on down below, and Sean and Rivera down in the cargo bay with the two down with in the bed with the Jeep.
The problem
I
there is
qu-
it needs to look like she is giving us the instructions on where relaying it.
Before they come around, Voss has probably created a small box with a button on it and a long cable.
I like that.
It doesn't have to connect to anything, but if you walk around looking threatening with it and look meaningfully at the vehicle they're strapped to, that might have the right impact.
I like how
Oh.
she thinks.
Oh, I've got an extra thing. Shran actually has his Zushan Tor out and is sitting there sharpening it.
Is it one of his best ones?
No, it's not his really sharp, really good one, but this is one of.
It's one he's willing to lose.
Yes, he wasn't gonna take his good one on a.
He took his decent one,
Yes.
not his shitty dumb tourist one, but his good quality
Okay,
one.
before we run through this scene, I need to know how much information they're going to impart to you, so I need a roll.
Mhm.
And then we can role play it, but let's see how much information I know they're going to give you.
Cool. Who would like to roll this?
I don't know, but I'm giving you a free bonus dice just for the setup.
So what would this be? This feels like maybe presence command.
Possibly, or you're veering towards daring, to be quite honest.
Daring
I
command.
think-
How good is Sean's daring command? Mine would come out a total 13.
Let's see now. Let me look. I can't remember.
And I have an investigation focus, but
Daring.
this feels more like interrogation rather than investigation.
Strangely, Ensign Voss's would come out at 15, and she does have a specialization in negotiation and bartering, which might
Ooh.
fit.
That actually, yeah, my daring command is only 11.
Let me give ownership of the ensign to all of you.
She feels most natural though. If she's that good at this, I reckon she could probably pull this off. So I'm no longer going to speak for her, and if I'm no longer going to speak for her, I can change my costume. So I'm no longer wearing my normal traveling clothes. I've got on like a leather waistcoat. So I've got the guns out, and I've got those whatever those things are. I don't know what they are, but like those leather bands that tighten up your muscles in your arms. So I'm looking like big thug who might be plausibly bodyguard to an Orion pirate.
Okay, I still need a roll. I need an assist from somebody before she rolls. So,
You know
who's
what?
giving the assist?
My daring, let's see now. What would I roll? Present security.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, mine would only be a 12. Do you want, or what would your total there be, Rivera?
Mine would be the same, 12.
No, definitely not mine.
Could I roll? Could I add my focus of bladed weapons on that?
Yes, if you're sharpening it, yes, you can.
Go for it.
Okay, sure. So presence, security.
You look like you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah. Let's see. Now using focus down to 1.
Cool. That's a success.
Yep.
Craig, in that case, do you want to roll for the ensign?
I can. So she's using a focus of negotiation and bartering.
And we said it was presence command.
As soon as we change location to where Mike and Bianchi are, that would lose that momentum, wouldn't it? Because we've
Yes.
got one momentum, so that momentum's going to go anyway. So I think I'm going to let her spend that momentum to get an extra die. On the grounds that we're pretty much going to do this, and then the scene will change, and we'll lose it anyway. So that is good. Oh, she scares the
Successes.
She scares the poop out of them. That is amazing.
Oh my god.
What does this look like?
These guys need a spare pair of pants.
Yeah. So this has got like Lincoln glowering over at them, and he's using the balustrade or the railing so that he can flex his arms and look really threatening. And he's just staring down at them. And then Sean, you're sharpening your blade as she's speaking as well.
Yeah. He's just, Shran's kind of parked on something, not even looking like he's not really paying attention, but he periodically looks down the edge of the blade to, like he's checking it, but he's also looking dead at these guys. And then he goes back to it. Like, they're not even worth his time.
And before this, we've both like coached Zara. Of course, Lincoln has done close protection at like a dangerous piracy port with Federation Embassy before, so he can do like, this is what the people who hang out with Orions look like. This is how they sound like. This is what they act like.
You pretty quickly realised that she is sarcastic and street smart, but she is used to talking her way out of danger by playing herself small, if you like, trying to get people to underestimate her. So this is going a different direction, but she's got the natural street smarts to do this.
Yep. With our coaching, she can.
It also helps that she really does know all the freeloader street dialects.
Ooh, great.
Which actually works pretty well. No universal translators or anything like that. And as they come round, a little bit blary-eyed, and realise the trouble they're in, the guy who had the rifle tells the others to shut up, but they take no notice of him. You need to let us go. We're with the Claw. You don't realise how much trouble you're getting yourself into.
Ooh, I'm going to start just slightly laughing, because that's going to super unnerve them. When they're like, we're part of this. And we laugh as in like, oh, them. We do not care about them. That's going to super unnerve them.
Hang on. They're not with the Verdant Claw. They're with the Crimson Fang. My apologies. They are with the Crimson Fang. Wrong faction. We're with the Crimson Fangs. Yeah.
Government?
The Orions?
Yes.
Yeah. From the sounds of it, the Crimson Fangs are a minor faction. They were once considered a nuisance on Freeloader, but they've recently grown really bold because they've managed to get their hands on a ship.
That explains why they're missing medical supplies.
Is the ship that they've got the one that has just attacked us?
Yes. They've got their hands on a ship. They've stolen it. This is their second use of it. They're getting the hang of it.
So they're not the guys who are stealing our stuff then?
No, but they were hoping to get some women they could sell as slaves at the blood yards.
So that tells us where we need to go look for some crewmen then.
Previously, they ran the blood yards. From the description of it, is they're a fairly minor faction, and they ran a sort of gladiatorial ring. Sort of some prize fights, some where you actually bought yourself in, and some where they pitted slaves against each other.
Okay.
And Dornak, they keep mentioning the name Dornak, who apparently will make you suffer for capturing them. Dornak apparently is Fang Alpha. Towering man, apparently. You won't believe how tall he is.
Really didn't know how tall are everyone's characters?
Don't worry about it.
So,
The last one, the tallest of us.
You made your character kind of Amazonian, so.
Okay,
She's
let's
built much than I was.
give you
So-
purely facts. So they've got a new ship. It's the second time they've used it. Their base operations is the blood yards. They have been running a gladiatorial arena. They also have been doing some slave trafficking, but they haven't captured their own slaves previously. Their first attempt to use the ship went fairly well until they were run off by a Klingon ship, one of the IKS ships. They'd managed to track to some other ship, but then the IKS turned up and took some pot shots at them, so they fled. Dornak Jor apparently is Fang Alpha, their leader, and Reza Drell. Reza Drell is the one that Dornak can't read, so Reza Drell is his second, but she's also the one that does the stuff that requires a little bit more finesse.
Hmm.
She's the tactician.
So a bunch of second tier thugs got themselves a spaceship, and now they think they're badass.
How did they get the Romulan
Yeah.
to turn off the warp drive tech?
Oh, that was on the ship they got. They managed to
Okay.
get a ship which was fitted with a. He's not sure how they got their hands on the ship, but
Right. And it's Romulan.
he thinks it was something to do with Havel Rix, who is the slave market overseer.
Hmm. Cool. So we've got lots of names that we can follow up, and we're pretty sure we know where they will have taken our crewmen. As we've got 4 days, can we just, now that we've made a big impression, if we separate them and then double check for like passcodes and security protocols and stuff? Like, just going to go, if we've got 4 days for this, we can take our time and verify information back and forth and just get really good information in terms of like, what's the layout of this place? What does it look like?
Oh, yeah.
We can do that in quite a significant level of detail with 4 of them and cross-check and verify.
Okay, not all the Crimson Fangs know each other,
Mm.
but they can recognize each other by their tattoo, which are a pair of Crimson Fangs, which are on their just sort of below the shoulder on their arm.
Excellent. Hey, Robert, you want to see if you can put on a
Contemporary
tattoo with
tattoo?
your surgical skills?
I'm up for.
Are you actually tattooing them?
Like, I'm sure Robert can figure out a way that he can do a tattoo that we can remove at will.
I mean, I've got
I mean, if they
surgery.
can like change people's faces and things, right?
Yeah,
They can create a tattoo that lasts a couple of weeks.
there's got to be
Yeah.
a hyperspray for that.
Yeah, those the water ones that you put on.
Yeah.
Temporary
Yep.
tattoos.
Okay, you have temporary tattoos.
Specific chemical you got to spray it with to get it to
Yeah.
work.
Pardon check.
Little nanite sprays we can use to put the tattoo on and then take it off.
I'm remembering the time you got a little carried away with those.
And had
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
gave my child she tried to put an entire pack of those things on her arms when she was little.
Oh no.
I can't remember how I did. They probably looked terrible.
Right, back to Freeloader.
Mhm.
So, on Freeloader, Jade Murphy and Kennedy are in a cell. Mike is in the adjoining cell. It looks like they've separated them. You have been through a weapon scanner and also scanned with a tricorder, so any weapons have been removed from you. The place.
They're not that
Think that they were stupid enough not to check my boob.
volume check.
It's
They probably
damp.
took all my hypos too.
The place is. Why has that got a grid on it? Let me just remove the grid. That looks silly. There we go. Gridless. Better. It's raining. You can hear the rain, and you can see. Just sort of looking out, you can see sort of water sort of splashing off the beaten earth outside the building that you are housed in. There's quite a lot of people here. They're all dressed fairly roughly. There's no signs of uniforms or anything like that. You can also hear the sounds of possibly a street market somewhere in the distance. There's a smell that I'm not sure if you recognize it. It's a smell that wouldn't have been on Earth in a very long time. It's burning gasoline. You might recognize it. Would Kennedy recognize petrol and the smell of petrol?
Her father had an interest in really old cars, so
Yeah,
probably took it before everything fell apart at several old car shows. So
it might
she
even
probably-
allow you to figure out what that honking noise is. But yeah, there's the sound of cars. There's a smell of petrol.
Damn it! I don't know how to drive one of those. 8. I was what, 8 the last time I saw one of those? No, it must have been 11. Yeah, that was 11.
You're just discussing this when a guy with a red band round his head, he looks, he's got slightly pointed ears, not the sort of pointed ears you expect of a Vulcan or a Romulan, but very slight points to his ears. Looks almost human. Comes in. The guy looks beaten. Got a couple of knife cuts or knife scars, but he's definitely not heavy built. And he's leading two pretty heavy set gentlemen. Raynox, we've got a new supply here. Got a couple of women. Probably not what you're interested in, but there's a lad over here who might be good for the arena. And the two start looking at Rendell.
Murder glare, she can. Like, below her hair, which is probably a mess by that point, is just covering your eyes. You just see
You don't.
eyes staring at you like, if I had the chance, I would tear your throat out.
You said your
with
thing.
my teeth.
The two heavyset men are definitely more interested in Rendell than in the two women at this point.
So you said arena. Exactly what do you plan to do with the other two then?
The taller one sort of looks at you. It speaks. Doesn't look to have much muscle on it. You sure he's good for the arena? At least I'm assuming that Rendell doesn't have a lot of muscle on him.
I mean, Waddell isn't like buff. He's average. There's no like he's not he's not lean. He's not hefty looking. He looks like any person.
Looks like it'll last 5 minutes. Rix, what about the women? The guy with the headband looks at them. I didn't think you were interested in those. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe interested. I don't know. Tell you what, I'll catch you up. I just want to have a look at these. And the taller butch man and the guy with the red headband wander off, leaving this guy who was interested in Rendell and the women to have a look. And as soon
Character snarls at him.
let me just as soon as the other two vanish out of sight, the butch tall gentleman looking over you suddenly shifts to look a lot more like this woman.
Uh-oh.
Oh, oh,
Shapeshifters,
hello,
I hate-
asshole. You
I
hear,
hate
Is it?
shapeshifters.
you hear now an hello, asshole coming from Kennedy.
Well, that's a face I haven't seen in a while.
How are you doing, you bitch? You caused me way too much paperwork.
Better than you, apparently.
Have you come to gloat? Because I am already dreading how much paperwork I'm going to have when I get back to the ship.
I've actually come looking for something.
What
Not
do you
you.
need out of us? Are we going to get our freedom, or are you just going to take us to a cliff and dump us off?
Can you act the slave part?
Do you need surly or meek and obedient? Because I think I've ruined my chances of meek and obedient. I've been glaring and growling at everyone since I got here.
I could
But I
probably
suppose I
act
could
try.
hot.
I suppose I could
I need
try.
allies. I need people who can work with me. I'm working my way into the verdant claw, and a slave or two might be useful. Not actually slaves. People with competent people.
Well,
Would you be able to
hey,
take all three of
Rendell,
us?
Murphy, I think she's our best odds. I really
Take all
don't
three
want
of you.
to die here.
I'm
I don't want to die.
not sure about all three. I can make a plausible guise of a rich merchant plus 2 slaves. Merchants often have a couple of slaves. But you? Mike, I can't really see how you're going to play into this.
I just want to make sure at the very least the other two are safe. Might hold my own on you. I don't know what this arena thing is, but I might be able to talk them out of it to something more mechanical related.
You hear a noise approaching, and she shifts back to be the tall, butch gentleman. Rix, how much for these 2 slaves? Rix suggests some value in gold press latinum. Have you got collars? He nods. Cool. Get me a couple of slave collars, I'll take both of them. And the runt, you never know, he might last 10 minutes in the arena. Collar him as well. And she is going to pass over some gold press latinum. And Rix, the slaver, will let you out with collar in place. Right. Try and look like a slave. Oh, a slave normally walks behind their master. And she starts walking.
Because if you're trying to look subordinate to somebody, you typically walk behind them.
Yeah, behind their master. Follow.
Yeah. So my character had automatically moved to follow in their wake.
I'll do the same.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jade will as well. Let me just have a quick check of Jade's stats. Okay, Jade is not good for anything, but okay.
Oh.
Jade is a pretty face.
Jade is a 10 and a 2 in everything.
Which makes her better at science than I am.
She's well rounded, if nothing else. She's competent crew. Competent crew equals 10-2.
Yeah, Shron skipped out on science classes. He was busy stabbing people.
They insulted his mother?
No. Well, you got to stay sharp.
She heads out into the. I'm gonna have difficulty with the she/he things because obviously Vale, the assassin, is she, but she is definitely in male guise at the moment. Also, when she's in disguise, she goes from being about 5'2" to being about 6'3", and she
Oh,
develops
good
muscles where
knowledge.
they really weren't before. And she's going to lead you into a bar. None of the buildings here are sort of over a couple of stories tall. There are lots of places which basically have a curtain front and not much else. There are streets with lots and lots of traffic. The noise is really loud from these vehicles. They're not like shuttles. And they're having difficulty getting around. I mean, shuttles fly where you want them to. These vehicles are basically stuck with the one in front, at the same speed as the one in front. There's lots and lots of people walking the sidewalks. Vale will turn to you. Just be careful. If you get too far away, those collars are going to really hurt.
Noted. I've studied the damage they can do.
And she will head into the nearest bar. And order a couple of drinks for you. Okay, let's get grabs the table at the back of the bar. Right, you're going to have questions, I'm fairly sure.
Okay, first one. What were you doing with Andron Baker? Were you trying to kill him?
Yes. Was that the answer you wanted?
Was that a job?
It was the answer I was expecting. Thank you for confirming that. Why that method?
He was meant to die slowly. Something which could well have been natural. He had a genetic ailment that meant he was going to die anyway. Just speed things up a little. Everything would have gone fine apart from you and your nanites. He probably had a couple of weeks left before you suddenly dragged him off to some sort of strange surgery.
Can you tell us who it was that told you to do this, or did you do this of your own volition?
It was a contract.
It was a job, Rendo. I don't think they much give a fuck who wanted it done. Unless it came back to bite them in the ass, then they'd care.
So what's your game here?
So what's your game here? Right now you've got one crewmate, random crewmate, a nurse, and an engineer.
Okay. I'm fairly sure you're here for a reason. I can't imagine that Starfleet just dumped you on this planet. I don't like you. I'm fairly sure you don't like me, and I doubt you trust me. But I think I can do you a favor, and I need some people to work with me.
I'm going to reveal the barest bones of why we're here, but in essence, someone's been stealing medical supplies and making ships disappear. We want to know who. That's why us and the rest of the away team were sent here.
Okay. In that case, we can work together. The Verdant Claw are the biggest syndicate here, largest organization. See themselves as the heirs to the planet. Way too comfortable with their little domain.
Guessing you want to tear them to pieces?
No,
Both
no.
metaphorically and literally?
I just want to get someone out.
Pardon me for asking, but who? I'm guessing, considering how much you're going for, their family. And I understand that. I'd do anything for my mother.
Woman's name's Ryala Dern. She was my sister's
Significant other?
Yeah. Yeah, some people find that a bit strange, but yeah, she was my sisters. Look, they had an arrangement, okay? They were going to do big things. My sister's dead now, but
Death comes
Briella
for us all.
Dern did me a couple of favors, and she was important to my sister.
You want to make sure she's safe.
Hmm.
Question is, how do we get to that goal?
Where is she now?
And where is she now? Is
The
our
way we
teammate-
work to that goal is we find an inn with the verdant claw, and then we find out where she is.
Okay. Okay.
Have you got any leads as to like anything we can do? Any significant people?
I don't suppose we could kill a big person in a rival gang. Do you think that could get their attention?
Maybe.
I miss.
I've got some.
I miss the typos.
I have managed to get my hands on some stuff they might be interested in. I want you to first of all just check that it's genuine. Should be. It's in Federation crates. I reckon we can sell it to them.
Very retentive about that. Trust me. I do stock checks once every 2 weeks
Cool.
for a reason.
You check the stuff, then we turn up. I've spent a couple of weeks building up a guy's well, actually, several personalities. A rich merchant and half his staff are me as well. They never appear together because there's just one of me, which is a problem, to be quite honest. It's easy enough to be a rich merchant or one of his staff, but being with only one of them turning up at any time, people are going to start asking questions.
And see why you need us.
Yeah.
This is going to be an odd game question. What do you think it would be for me to talk her into seeing if we can get a hold of the rest of the gang of our little gang of idiots as some more staff? Like, how viable of an idea would that be in general? Not trying to talk her into it, just like as a viable idea.
Do you have any skills which would, you've got criminal law, that probably doesn't help. You've really no idea on a planet like this. Your focuses suggest that you are very much a sort of have spent your life in a more opulent environment. So you're not really sure about this place or what will be viable here or not.
Yeah. I'm going to drop a line anyway. This is going to sound like a very dumb idea. But, how do I put this? I want to see if we can talk the rest of our little merry gang of idiots who are sent here into seeing if we can convince them to join our little charade.
You got more of you?
Let's just say there were 6 of us sent on the mission.
Oh. Have they got themselves captured as well?
No, we were all in other parts of the ship.
Shit.
Murphy was part of the.
I think of the
part of the crew of the ship. That was contracted to take us here.
I think if there was a Federation cruiser in orbit, I'd have noticed it.
Man,
So what
the ship's called the Manticore, if that helps any.
Oh, the Manticore. Well, that wreck.
Yeah.
Not in port, is it?
Dunno. I spent the last several days in a cell.
Oh, that's just an case.
If they
And
won't in
now,
the cells with
Murphy,
us,
any contributions?
I mean, if they won't in the cells with us, means that they didn't get captured, which means they probably fought back against whoever it was that was trying to deal with them.
Well, I've got bad news for you. Manticore's not here. Haven't seen it in port. Don't think it's here.
Wait, this is gonna sound like a really dumb question. What planet are we on?
Freeloader.
Preload.
Oh, good. They'll get here eventually.
Okay.
The end goal was freeloader, so they'll get
You
here eventually.
sure your little ship hasn't been blown to bits?
I mean, we were transported off, and I felt like the ship had started to go in motion, so they probably limped away.
Okay.
Probably the warp
Well-
drive got damaged, so there will be a delay in our
Hopefully your friends are coming. But for the moment, you can give me a little assist.
Yeah. To a partnership,
Okay.
wrought with clenched teeth.
An arrangement of mutual convenience.
An arrangement of mutual goals.
Okay. You're my slaves. Mike, you can be my manservant. Let's go check if my produce that I spent quite a lot buying is the genuine product. And she will lead you to a little warehouse on the outskirts of the city that appears to be filled with Federation medical supplies.
Well, this is at least probably some of what we were looking for.
Cost me a tiny sum.
Would let me dump some hemlock in the hypo sprays.
I need you to check it and make sure I haven't been conned on this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Upwards we go.
Right,
And
I think it's about the right time for a quick break.
Mhm.
So, let's have a quick break. 10 minutes?
Yep.
There we go.
Cool.
Could you make a, at the beginning of the session, well, the bit after the break, can you just make a quick insight command roll for Kennedy? I'd ask Mike to make it, but Kennedy is actually better than Mike at this.
Insight.
Yes.
Okay.
Just one moment.
And it's
Rupert,
the
less loud.
We want insight command. Should I reset my stress track?
Yes. Yes, you've had days to recover, so yes. Oh,
Would I
Mike
have
can as well.
any- Would I have any useful focuses for this?
Actually, yes, psychology.
Using focus. Go! Please, dice, play nice. A 19 and a 14.
Way.
0
God
successes.
damn it!
Unfortunate.
It could have been worse.
I
It
just
could have been a
used
20.
my momentum
Well-
to buy my momentum to buy a success.
No. You're more aware than Mike, so if you didn't spot it, Mike definitely didn't. So, okay. The supplies in this warehouse look genuine. And whilst you are checking over the supplies, Vale is going to disappear out and come back with appropriate costumes for your guises.
Roles to play.
Yes.
Give me a second. I have to let the cat out of the room. Whee! And what guys am I getting shoved into?
Yeah, there's not a lot of clothing to it, unfortunately. It's very much the typical Orion. It'd be well covered on a beach, I guess.
Does it at least have boob support?
Yes, yes, it definitely has that.
Yay! What? I'm a girl. It's a prior. It's a thing you have to be worried about when you're looking at clothing.
It's designed as activewear.
It's designed to dance in, so yeah.
Yay! My character immediately begins stripping. She gives no fucks about nudity, really.
Vale seems disinterested.
Does Rendell react any to the stripping nurse?
I'm just gonna look away. No real
Get
interest.
dressed, Rendell. Get dressed, Murphy. We've got a show to play.
In fact, Rendell's costume is probably about right for the manservant costume. Maybe a little. No, she'll have bought something appropriate for a manservant, for her towering guise.
My character's going to be slightly impressed that she managed to find the dancer's costume in size for a woman who's 6 feet tall.
Orion's come in all shapes and sizes.
Yes, but I imagine most other women aren't exactly 6 feet. Makes it
That's probably true.
a pain to shop for civvies sometimes. For my character.
Okay. And she is going to somehow get one of these strange street vehicles. We'll call them cars.
Car. I haven't seen these since I was 11.
Okay.
My character will literally make that comment. Oh, hey, a car. I haven't been anywhere
The-
near one of these since I was like 11.
On the way, she's going to tell you that the Verdant Claw have an enclave that is basically a secured location just outside of the city. As we go in, she warns you, they will probably search us.
Okay. Ooh.
Got
Sorry,
weapons.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Yeah, Vale is explaining that, well, she's got a car. She's talked about the Verdant Claw enclave, which is outside the city, and that as a group they need to go there. She has found costumes for the two women as Orion slaves and a costume for Mike as a manservant.
You're gonna dress the technician up as a twink.
Yeah.
My character's stripped.
And then taking the car, she is going to drive out of the city and towards the enclave. I'm using different software. So, got whiskey. Cool. Right. Meanwhile, on the Manticore, the captain now is a little bit more hesitant. And as you approach Freeloader, he is approaching from the far side of the moon to keep the moon between him and Freeloader. And we'll note that in orbit of Freeloader, he can see 2 Wanderer class, a Lightning class, and a Blackguard class in orbit.
Oh, lovely.
So we can't just go in guns blazing. Those ships are going to start taking an interest.
Yeah.
It's
And there's
possible we
no-
could just fly past them. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. We're gonna fly. I think our best bet is just fly casual.
I give fly
What do we-
casual.
How do we want to approach this, Commander? Like, we've got 5 slaves. I mean, we have no intention of selling these people because that would be unethical. We could offer a trade if we can find out, like, we know where our people most likely are, where they're being held. we can offer a trade back for them. So we don't have already been sold. Or we could try and teleport in and try and rescue them.
This is going to be a question to Declan. Would Vale have set up some sort of alert system or something if the Chimera popped up?
Ship's name's
Ah.
Manticore.
She might have, but she hasn't told you.
Well, I imagine she probably would, if not for the alert of, hey, possible allies.
Hello, Mordred.
So, fly casual. Is that the plan, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like, we're just traders here to trade.
We're just here. We're just making port, doing our thing.
Oh.
We know the guys who attacked
Okay.
us were small town, a small league. So we should just be able to fly in casual and no one know who we are.
If
what do
you
we-
are thinking about transporting in and out, the Manticore does have a transporter, but it is a one-man transporter. So you'll be doing one person at a time.
So we've got.
I mean, we've got the maps of their base from the interrogations we've done. We know the passcodes and the security procedures. Although, if these guys are half competent, they will have changed them on the regular anyway, and certainly once they know some of their guys are.
I'm not sure competent is the way I describe them, but best not to rely on that. The bigger question is, what do we do with with our guests?
Like, I suppose that's the question. Like, they are either leverage, and we're going to exchange them for our guys back, or they're prisoners, in which case we owe them a duty of care. We can't just sell them. So they either trade back to their own guys, or they stay on the ship, as far as I can see.
From a legal standpoint,
Shove them into inner supply
you're
closet.
not in any. They attacked outside of Federation space. In fact, they attacked outside of Federation space, Romulan space, or Klingon space.
Yeah, but
So
we're Federation officers, so we are morally responsible.
Well, we could just turn them loose.
Then we're responsible for whatever they do next. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
against turning them loose.
actually,
I can train them. We could trade them back for their guys. That's a fair exchange. Like, but just letting them go as free-range criminals, like.
Oh no. We strip them down to their skivvies and teleport them in on the edge of town.
Then we're responsible for whatever happens to them when they wander through town in their skivvies. Like, that feels like we've just sold them into slavery with some extra exciting steps and enforced public nudity.
Yeah. This is why I didn't want to get promoted.
Even though I'm not there, if I were there, I would go with the plan of knock them unconscious, shove them in a supply closet, lock the door. Make sure the supply closet is empty first.
Less talking.
I think it comes down to, like, are these guys leverage or are these guys prisoners? If they're prisoners, I think we keep them. Once we get back to the Oddie, we can get them in front of a court, deal with them there. Like, they can
jurisdictional issues. I think they're prisoners. Chief Suven can sort out jurisdiction on this later.
He loves cross-jurisdictional issues. It's his, like, almost like his favorite thing.
Oh no, don't get him start. I made the mistake once of asking him a question about an area where medical and legal concerns got tangled.
Ooh,
it was 2 days getting him to be quiet.
Yeah, and then he follows up like it's not just the lectures; it's the follow-up footnotes that he sends to you with a data pad.
Character likes when he does that.
Okay, so what are you doing with them for the moment?
I
Well,
think
they're
what-
prisoners. We're gonna
They're prisoners
trust
for the
them.
moment. Okay.
Dump him
Yeah.
in the supply closet.
Yeah, well, we've got the crew of the Manticore who can keep an eye on them, and we've taken off when we stripped them down to their skivvies and taken their weapons and things off them. I suppose the question is, what do we want to do? Do we want to go talk to these guys and say, "Hey, we've got your guys. We want our guys back," or do we try and just rescue our guys?
Well, question number one is if they've sold them to the slave markets. There's a slave markets have brokers. Let's see if we can find our people in the listings. I'm sure human, surly, and foul mouth will turn up beyond you pretty quickly.
Like, Bianchi is smart. She'll know to tell them that she has medical experience. A doctor should be really safe here. It's Rendell that I'm concerned about.
Rando Tech, yeah.
Random tech, human, and then if they find out he's Federation, like this world has gladiatorial combat.
And I hate to be blunt. Have you seen Rendell fight?
He looks
I've
like
tried
a
to
wet
train
noodle
Rendell.
out.
I tried sparring with him once. I really did.
Yeah, I keep trying to spar with Rendell. He keeps ending up getting his ass kicked around by even my cadets.
Everyone's good at what they're good at. Rivera, be polite. But
My
yes, he
character
could
was-
use he could use practice.
And my character
Well, he
was
doesn't need practice. He's got us, but like,
sparring match. She was
I'm-
apologetic for the damage.
but I'm concerned about his survivability if we're not moving fast on him.
All right. Let's see if we can find. Let's start with Rendell.
Because there's no way Bianchi isn't clever enough to have not told them immediately that she's got medical skills. Like, I bet as soon as they figured out they were going to sell her, she was like, "I'm a doctor. I can heal people." Don't. And then she didn't try and kick the. And then she didn't try and rock the boat at all.
Captain Book, by this point, has put down in the. I'd like to say starport, but that's being overly generous. But the landing pad in the city, in the centre of the city, or the cluster of landing pads.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm guessing there's probably all sorts of bribery to make. There's probably an appropriate amount of bribery to make sure the ship is undisturbed.
Yeah, I'm told that if you don't pay it, the engines tend to vanish.
Yup.
That would be
All
inconvenient
right.
if we want to make an escape. Okay, what do we reckon? Bars and try and find an info broker? See if we can find out who's been sold and where?
Yup.
Oh, which of you is leading this?
I look like the muscle, so
I guess I
Vava,
get to be I guess I get to be Mr. in charge.
you could be
And
more-
Dr. Roberts?
You could look like more muscle and just go for Dr. Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah, yeah. He looks. Yeah, especially if I've got my Ushan Tor out where people can see it.
We look like bodyguards. If we dress, hey Roberts, how are you feeling about dressing up in fancy suits and looking like a degenerate slaver?
I mean, yeah, for the cause.
Just play
Why
out.
doesn't
Pause.
That's what she's here for. She's supposed to be our scary Orion lady.
Or does our ensign want to take front center stage?
That's a good call.
Dress
Yeah, she-
Roberts as her manservant.
She would probably be able to tell you that. She'll list all the factions. There are numerous factions around here, and she'll list them based on. Okay, she starts by telling you that her experiences from when she escaped the place. Since then, she spent 6 years at Starfleet Academy and 2 years serving on a ship. So it's 8 years old, the information she's got. But she'll tell you which the big factions were at the time, and she can quite happily lead you to the slave markets She probably knows all the right bars as well.
Mhm. So she can probably get us someone who's been keeping an eye on the slave markets and potentially tell us where our friends are.
Oh, and she wrote her dissertation on organised crime on on Freeloader.
Freeloader.
Yeah, that would suggest that she knows a fair bit.
Good. That's a good call. Okay. So she can help us figure out what we need to know then.
With the caveat that all her knowledge is now 8 years out of date.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that with a pinch of salt.
Some things don't. Some things won't change though. We may not know we may not know the names. We know the rough structure of the place.
Yeah.
So we can go hang out in some. Well, we can either go and try and get to an info broker, someone who would know things, and then if our information on that is a bust, we can do this the hard way and work up from CD bar to person in the know to.
Okay, Ensign Voss suggests that you go to the grouse pit. It's a drinking hole. They've got some sort of fighting pit for birds. I don't quite understand it. I know the barman there. I did some work for him. He might be able to tell us what's going on here.
Cool.
Okay.
So how about me and the good doctor sneak in first, and then, if needs be, we're then your close support.
Take a table on the upper level. You can see things coming.
Yep. We can use the combi to talk through to each other.
When you enter the grouse pit, it's the place is filled with smoke. You immediately feel slightly lightheaded, and you're fairly sure that the smoke in here is at least mildly narcotic.
Hey, Roberts, it's just like that time on Riser.
There's a fighting pit in the middle of it. There's nothing in there at the moment, but it does have sand at the bottom of it. There is a balcony running around the outside of that. So basically, you've got a lower level, and then on the upper level, you've got a hole in the middle so you can see down to the fighting pit. The upper level is donut shaped. And there's bars. There's bars top and bottom.
Is it the sort of bar which allows open carry, or is the sort of bar where I have my holdout phaser in my boot?
This is the sort of planet that allows open carry.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well done, Robert. You have a Type 3 phaser, and I have a Type 3 phaser.
Nice.
Sorry, Type 2. The rifle's Type 3.
Yeah, probably not something that looks Starfleet issue, but close enough.
Well, we could fit a Starfleet supply colony. We're dangerous space criminals.
You get a rifle off of one of the idiots.
We can just ding it up a bit and put some kill marks on.
Yeah, put a mag light on it and all that little.
Yeah, put a mag light. Little extended ammunition thing for it. Some little skull and crossbones marks on it.
Yeah, with the ID number scratched out. And
yeah.
I must say that one of my values is actually there was no just use for violence. So I would say carrying a Type 3 phaser, I would kind of look a little bit.
Your Type 3 phases are going to look very Starfleet. Ensign Voss can probably find you a place to get disruptor rifles, but disruptor rifles do not stun.
Well, we don't want rifles really because that's looking too much. So we'd more after Type 2s.
Hey, didn't the Goombas have phasers and pistols?
Yeah, do they have something that stuns that's pistol sized?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Okay, we can.
And it doesn't look like Starfleet equipment.
Yeah.
No, they're Orion slaver rifles.
Okay, then we're good.
Yep.
Strange enough, they have the same stats as your phasers, but they don't have a deadly setting. They're stun only.
Yeah, cool. That works for us. So yeah, if we've got the Orion stun pistols, we can be carrying those as we come on in, and then just take a.
There was one rifle, by the way. You got 3 pistols, 1 rifle.
cool. That's all right.
We got pistols and one rifle.
Yeah.
And
So we-
probably more grenades.
They had a couple. Yeah.
Rivera's got those.
I don't like that.
I trust Rivera with them before I trust you.
You? Sam.
Okay, so the grouse pit. Definitely feel lightheaded from the moment you walk in. You can feel people sizing you up. And Andrew, I believe, unfortunately at this point, you are the lead on this.
Okay.
You have two bodyguards, but you are making the impression. You are the lead character here. What's your attitude as you walk in?
Oh, I would say my attitude. I'm just like Billy the Kid sort of attitude.
Walking like you own the place.
Yeah, I've just got a certain sort of swagger, I would say.
You can
knowing-
feel people staring at you. It's really, really intimidating. There is a guy. Actually, not sure guy at the bar is the right description. He's alien. He's red. He has little horns. His muscles have muscles. He's got some sort of tattooing down his left arm, and only his left arm. And he's wearing a sort of vest with a whole variety of knives on some sort of belt over the top of it. And he glares at you as you walk in. And you're trying to make an impression.
I'll ignore him and I'll walk over to the bar.
Okay, you are trying to maintain control. So it's going to be a control roll of some description.
Yeah.
I think it's control security.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have any focuses. Calm
You've
in,
got calm in a
calm
crisis.
right, calm in a
But considering your
crisis.
security is a 1, it makes no difference.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Ooh, you can have that.
Oh. Okay. I will give you an extra point of momentum because that well exceeds what you need. You actually stare people down. You astoundingly stare people down as you wander in.
And I'm
With
just,
your-
in my head, I'm just thinking, oh my god, I can't believe I'm getting away with this, but I'm just not losing face at all.
That's it. Do it for the team. We need you.
So, where are you heading?
I'm. There is a bar, isn't there?
There's two bars. There's one on the upper level, one on the lower level.
I'll just go to the lower level, and
Okay.
I'll sort of nod, wave over the bartender, and I'll order one drink just for me. Be it sort of a shot of some sort, and I'll just knock it straight back.
Since the others are with you, Ensign Voss will pull up a stool and start talking to the barman. Since she clearly knows him from the sounds of it, he asks her where she's been. Actually, he initially doesn't recognize her. It has been 8 years. But once she reminds him who she is, he asks where she's been, and they get involved in a bit of conversation. You were looking for human slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crimson Fang had some, according to rumour.
How many? Because we're in the market for a few.
Doesn't know. You should talk to Rix.
Talk to who?
Rix. Havel Rix. He's their slave market overseer. He's got a thing for haverweed. You smoke it. It's he sort of waves his hand at the smoke round the place. Have a weed.
Does that smoke have like a distinct smell?
I'm sure it does. Yeah, but the effect on you is it makes you feel dizzy, and you dare say that people smoking it's more than that.
Okay. Where will I find this Rix then?
He's a regular at the Hammer.
The Hammer.
Yeah.
What is that?
What, the Hammer and Knuckle? It's a bar.
Another bar. Okay.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that this was the only one, but
He looks a
okay.
bit taken aback at the idea that there'd be only one bar in the entire city.
Trying to make him feel special. Yeah. Okay. And you said he's got a bit of a taste for this haverweed.
Yeah.
Where can I purchase some haverweed?
Which you want?
Oh, just I don't know. An eighth? I don't know.
Slides you an envelope with an appropriate amount of haverweed.
I take it and I open it. Oh, I have a very sneaky sniff. Fine, thank you very much. Do I owe
Sneaky
you anything for
sniff
this?
of haverweed. Hang on, sneaky sniff of.
Sneaky sniff.
To make a fitness roll, I think this is probably. It's definitely fitness.
I've got an 8 in fitness.
Fitness
medicine?
security is probably the most appropriate.
Okay.
I would have said pure fitness. It's
How do you?
I was gonna say maybe like fitness con.
con. Well, con's more piloting ships and knowing where to find something on a ship.
Yeah, you're thinking con is in Constitution.
Yeah, I think fitness security is the most fitting, but I think just fitness actually.
How do I
Let's go with fitness
roll
security.
Fitness security. Okay.
D.
Language.
No. No
Badly.
successes.
No successes.
The rolls were fine. It's just my security and my fitness are crap.
For the rest of the session, you have a trait of stoned.
Yeah.
Great.
Classic.
That's wondering about this.
Just, if you decide to start talking to the walls, I'm going to stun you and take you back to the ship. Yes, I've seen someone who was
Stoned. Yeah. What does that do for me then?
Well, it might impact some of your rolls if you need to make rolls. Occasionally, I might ask you to spend a momentum not to do things. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
And it might make certain things impossible. Walking in a straight line, ignoring food, that sort of stuff.
Oh, this is just strong stuff. Thank you.
No, so he's on marijuana.
Yeah.
I will use space marijuana.
Not everybody gets hungry on marijuana, though. I guess he's lucky that way.
We'll see. We'll see what tempts him.
So,
As long as he does, as long as we can keep him away from the Twinkies.
Space Twinkies.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure what you were expecting for an eighth, but he's given you quite a large bag of this stuff.
It looks an awful lot, but thank you very much, and I'll just pocket the envelope, and I'll turn to my 2 bodyguards.
2 laps.
Yes. 2 To what?
Latinum.
Latinum. I turn to my bodyguards. I'm like, do we have any latinum?
Were we given some currency for this mission? Like that?
Yes, you were. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we have money. We have discretionary funds. And I probably would have made sure the boss had it
Why would the boss have it?
because you carry the money. You think you're going to give that kind of money to the bodyguards? We're dumb muscle. We get paid. You give us latinum for stabbing people and
Fair
shooting
enough.
them.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll take out one latinum, and I'll pop it on the bar, and I'll slide it over.
You need to pay him the 2. You need to pay him the 2.
When you get to the hammer, it's a really similar bar. You almost feel like you haven't left the previous bar. The only difference is that this one has a couple of double tables in the back. No Ferengi,
No
though.
drum
You haven't found Ferengi yet. Yeah, it's probably Domjat, I guess.
And Nausicaan's playing very Domjat very badly.
And and probably at least one Dabo table.
Yes, he mentioned Davo tables.
No, he said Damjok tables.
There's double tables as well. But there are no Ferengi yet because you haven't encountered them.
So
When
I
was the Ferengi first encountered?
I walk up to the bar person, and I'll ask for Rix. I'm looking for Rix.
He gestures and holds his hand out.
Pass him a
And
latinum,
I'll grab it and I'll shake it. Are you Rix? Hi.
You are so obviously Federation, like.
Latinum.
Latinum. I'll take out.
Sit up. Sit up.
I'll take out the latinum and I'll pop it on the bar, and I'll slide that over.
Bald gentleman over there, tall, spindly.
Okay. I'll turn around and I'll make a beeline for him.
No, you don't make a beeline. You saunter like you own the place.
Well, I think I'm going beeline, but because I'm stoned.
The gentleman he's just mentioned is bald-headed, clearly human, quite tall, and wearing a leopard print coat.
Oh God! Even in Star Trek, there's leopard print. Save us!
Fortunately, Bianchi isn't here to murder him for his poor fashion sense.
Mm.
Stab him in my honor.
He's got this strange demeanor, which I'm going to describe as strong but effete.
Strong, but what? Defeat.
Effete.
Oh, a feet, right. Okay.
Yes.
He is strong in the feet.
He's incredibly camp while still giving off an aura of threat. It's sort of what's the best way of describing this?
Elton John.
Yes, but not quite as. I mean, he's very, very thin and tall.
Okay.
But yeah, the demeanor is sort of that sort of.
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah,
he somehow manages to simultaneously being an absolute poof with being somebody you really wouldn't trust behind with you wouldn't turn your back on.
Yeah, he's got that Vinnie Jones aura, but still somehow comes across as kind of effete and camp.
Rix, old buddy, old pal.
As he,
God.
Die.
He's
As
one
he
of the
tur-
oh my God, he's goofy high.
as he turns to face you, you realise he's got a slight metal plate in his forehead. And there are sort of little studs around the outside of it, and there's probably just the slight flakes of blood there from the last time he headbutted somebody with it.
Do you know what? I'm thinking that's going to be an easy. That's like a knuckle duster, but for your head. Yeah.
There's also a
Rick.
couple of teeth missing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Rix. And I just plonk myself down on a chair.
Oh, I know you.
No, but I know you, and I know that you are going to know what I want. And I just
Oh.
stare at him with a slight grin on my face.
I have no idea what you want.
Oh, I'm in the market for some human slaves.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been given your name and your location, and now I'm here to buy what you sell.
We've got a market, you know. You can come and bid like everyone else.
Mm, you see, that puts me in a very difficult position because I don't want people to know that I have these slaves, and
Wherever not.
because the work they're going to be doing is questionable.
Oh. You want slaves to infiltrate the Federation?
Yes. And I don't want their faces to be put out there for the Federation to be.
Oh, it's fine. We can just disfigure them. Couple of scars, nobody recognize them. Throw a couple of acid burns. Yeah.
Would these be temporary burns?
What?
Or would you permanently disfigure them?
I thought you wanted them to go unnoticed. The slaves, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay,
How
Bear,
about?
Just let him do it.
How
Andrew,
ab-
can I hear what you're saying? You need to act like you don't give a shit. We're pieces of property. We're meat.
Let him go.
What I'll do is I'll take out the envelope and I'll just have it in front of me while I'm talking to him. But I'll slightly open it so that like a smell can come out. Are you sure there's nothing that you can do to bypass the market and the bid? We have money.
It's Haverweed you've got. It's not money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You on a tour and you're offering me a small pouch of Haverweed.
Hey,
I'm not offering this at
on the
all.
table.
This isn't a small. This is my sample case.
Oh, okay. You want to make a... I think it's a daring command roll.
Ooh.
Hey, we're all out of momentum, but you can always buy extra dice with threat.
You've got one
I've-
momentum, I think. You have one
Have I?
momentum. Yeah.
Cool. I've also got a focus of negotiation.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. And
He also has
and now
determination.
I'll my determination. I don't think I've got any values for that.
Determination, your values. No, none of them really fit,
No.
do they?
So yeah, I'll buy one die with the one momentum. Buy an extra die. So yeah, that. and I'll use my negotiation focus
Yep. Okay.
and daring command. Yeah.
Yep.
Okie. Fingers crossed, guys.
I see a 6.
I
There
see
is a
two
6.
successes. Two successes.
2 successes. Okay, I'll give you a point of momentum.
Ooh.
Let's try it then.
This kitty.
He takes a well. If you're allowing him to, he's going to take a pinch of your Haverweed.
I'll allow him to take a pinch. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
What are you offering? A couple of crates?
Crates, you say?
You said this is your
have-
sample.
Yeah, I have several crates, but now the offering, I don't know.
So
You
you
haven't-
offering a couple of crates in trade for some of these slaves before they go to the market?
I will offer 1 crate for 3 slaves.
Not got 3. Got 2.
How many have you got?
Now, if you come a couple of days ago, we had a few more, but we sold them.
Okay. What are the? Which ones? How many?
You've got
said
2
you
successes. He will, in return, he will start describing the ones he sold. It does sound like the ones he sold were Lieutenant Commander Kennedy and Lieutenant J.G. Rendell and Ensign Murphy. No, not Ensign Murphy, Crewman Murphy. The ones he's still got, you've never heard of before.
Mm. Okay.
Well, one of them apparently is really good in the fighting pit and has lots of experience.
Would it be Mr. Ricks, sir? I would be interested in the ones that you've already sold. Where did you sell them to?
Did you say put her armor on?
Out of Towner, Greenwich.
Is that the person's name, Greenwich?
Yeah. Turned up a couple of days ago. He describes Greenwich, tall man, red headband, etc.
Okay. Did this Greenwich say where they were going? What they were doing with their slaves?
That's privileged information. Throw an extra crate, and I might give you the information.
For an
To rip
extra
his
crate.
head off.
Yeah.
And I'll start to get a little bit sterner. Now, you said 1 crate for 2 slaves.
Yeah.
I have not got my 2 slaves. You are not. I don't want those 2 slaves. I want the whereabouts of the 3.
Okay. Cool.
So 1 crate for the knowledge of where these 3 slaves were taken.
Oh, that sounds fair. You bring the crate, I'll give you the information.
Ooh, no can do. The crate is on my ship.
That's fine. Which ship is it?
It's the green one.
Green one.
The green one.
Yeah, you gotta remember, he's stoned. He's stoned. You guys don't understand. He's stoned. He's gotten this far. It's impressive.
Yeah, after all this, I'm actually talking to a wall, you know. It's back there.
Mighty Empire of Green One.
Green ship just turned up.
Yes.
Starship name generator.
Yeah.
The Jade Saber.
Yes. Jade
Cool.
is a colour.
God.
One moment. You just stay here. I'll be back in a sec.
When he gets up, I actually like breathe. I exhale. So I'll turn around to my two bodyguards, thumbs up, slyly.
You get it from Shrod. You get an eye roll.
You just get like stony face. Like
Oh dear.
You can see him coming back with two very heavy-set gentlemen.
Mhm.
Crap.
Figured I might need help to move my crate.
Oh, okay. They're very tall.
Yeah.
Okay. They can go get the crate, and I'll wait here, and you can give me the information.
No, we need your access codes to get to the ship. You lead the way.
Oh, this isn't gonna work.
Inside.
The crates aren't packed in the normal way.
What you mean?
They're not there. They're not. It's not in a box. I haven't harvested the plant yet, so
You
can
haven't
have-
harvested the plant.
yep.
Is anybody helping him out at this point?
I'm trying to figure out how.
This is going downhill.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to
just
figure out
words
how I can. Oh.
Words were just coming out. I had no idea what.
I think we get these three guys away from this bar and they just try and jump them. So
That sounds good to me. That's exactly what I figure is going to happen.
yeah, so I'm
thinking-
just like forgiveness. The master means that that the plants are still in his specialist hydroponic bay aboard the ship. It should be a simple matter for them to be dried and prepared
Roasted.
using the ship's onboard systems.
Yes, that.
This maintains freshness and the best appropriate vintage from the Jade. What was the name of the ship? The Jade something.
Jade Saber. Jade Saber.
Jade Saber's most excellent vintages.
Yep.
I'm going to cower away slightly as if I'm expecting to be hit.
I'm just
Okay.
waiting until I end up stabbing someone. I know I'm going to end up stabbing someone at this point.
They're going to head out of the bar with you.
Literally the second that we turn down an alley, I'm gonna try. And...
Yeah, there is that moment of inconvenience where he says, "Okay, lead the way," and Dr. Roberts heads one direction. He says, "I thought he was at Docking Bay 3 or something."
There we are. I'm still
And points in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like literally the second that we're out of view, like I am quick drawing my phaser and I am stunning these guys.
Do you want to make a roll? It's going to be control, it's going to be security, and I think you've probably got a specialization in
In
phasers.
hand
if I'm
phasers.
not correct.
Would my hand phasers work for these disruptor pistols? They're
You're not using the disruptor pistol, are you? That disintegrates people.
no, for these Orion stunny pistols.
Oh, yes, it will, yes.
Yep.
Using my focus, 2 dice.
Oh.
Ooh, 1 success. I probably need another success.
Oops.
Can I use my determination and my value of full frontal leadership?
To re-roll one or more dice, yes.
Reroll one of those dice. So I'm just going to re-roll. So I've got.
You
the
could
9.
re-roll both if you want.
No, I'm just going to re-roll the 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
Aha, you got
Nice.
3 successes. Are you spending the point of momentum?
Yes. To
Right, so presumably your first extra success you're using to hit an extra target.
Yeah.
And your second one, you'll need to drag a point of momentum to hit a second extra target, so you can hit all three of them. Cool.
I'm just gonna let myself slightly fall behind, and then just before they notice it,
Okay. Unfortunately, the guy who's going to tell you the information has now been stunned.
oh, whoops.
But
Oh,
that's
well.
okay. You can drag him away from the other two heavies.
Yeah, we're heavy enough that so Dr. Robert can have the small guy, and then Sean and I will have each of the big guys, like doing the whole weekend at Bernie's drunk thing.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And then we can just load them into our ship. We're collecting
We're
more.
getting
and
a
more.
collection here. Are they like Beanie Babies?
Yeah, yeah. And these ones, like, we definitely reacted.
Okay.
We're way out bands here.
You guys are like collecting a bunch of random hostages at this point.
So, I'm not going to go through the whole interrogation thing. You
No.
talk to them. They tell you that the gentleman they sold them to, person they sold them to, was spotted going to the Verdant Claw. So the Verdant Claw is one of the Orion Syndicate splinter factions. They have a thing out of the city called the Green Web, which is a walled enclosure that basically belongs to their faction. So in addition to having areas within the city, like various smuggling dens, illicit biotech labs, etc., they have this enclosure outside the city. Yeah.
Okay, so now we just have to figure out how to get inside that enclosure and rescue our people. Does that enclosure have any shielding above it?
Yes, it does.
So we can't just teleport out human lifestyles.
There would also be multiple human life signs in there, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It is teeming with. Oh, you could probably scan it actually, since you dragged them back to your ship or to the ship. It's teeming with life. There's lots of people in there. You know from talking to them that the leader of it is a woman called Varai, who is also known as the Clawed Matriarch. She apparently lost her hand in a duel and has replaced it with a robotic hand, big metallic claws.
Okay. Problem is that the only thing we've got of war that is probably going to be useful to an Orion slaver is more slaves. But
That's
technically we can't.
Trading people as slaves is bad. We would get court-martialed for that.
Yeah, like that's not something we can do.
Oh, if you want to get in, having talked to these guys, getting in is really, really easy. Getting in with weapons is more difficult because they will search you going in. But lots of people go in to gamble on the arena in there.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Yeah, if you're turning up as gamblers, then that's not a problem.
Can we try and smuggle in some weapons though?
You'll be searched on the entrance.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem. And presumably searched includes with like a scan or something. I don't think we'll be able to get away with the same trick we did with people trying to get us.
I'm pretty sure this is one place that I can't get my Ushantor into either. No power cells.
From the description, you'll have no problems at all. Everybody in there's got knives or blades of some description. There's the odd breath.
Okay, so it's more like
did the Goombas we took. So in our collection of morons, do we have a few knives?
You can buy them quite happily in the city.
Oh yeah, I'm just going. Do we have to go buy knives? I'm thinking give Rivera and Dr. Roberts a knife each.
No, give Rivera 2 knives. Right.
I'm not
no,
really trained with knives. Like I'm unarmed or I'm phasers.
Well, I'm good with a scalpel. But
I'm
I would
probably better
imagine
with
it'll
my
be more of a
fists than with a knife.
yeah. But my scalpels are more lasered, aren't they? Than knives.
Let's go in. Let's spend some latinum on some vets and see what stuff is going on there. Try not to rock the boat and see what we can find out.
Mention of mentioning knives. Ensign Voss is pretty good with a knife.
Oh, so she can have knives. Yeah.
She's got a focus in close quarter combat. She knows how to use a knife.
Oh, well, that's handy then. We can do this. Yeah. Let's head in there and see what we can find out. And then if we see Randall in the middle of the fighting pit, then we'll reassess.
Right. Great. So we're gonna go in. Let me get this straight. We're gonna go into a den of Orion, of a den of wretched hive of scum and villainy, and wander around hoping to wander into spot our friends.
Yeah, or ask about any new fighters, or ask about a new doctor who's helping the fighters.
Oh no, I'm completely on board with the plan. I just wanted to put to voice exactly how ridiculous this sounds. I've done dumber things that have worked.
I'm really happy to hear the answer where the Odyssey appears and we hack into their computer systems remotely. But
we don't.
I'm even more anxious to hear the version where the Odyssey arrives. We collapse their shields with phaser fire, and I beam in 2 teams of security with rifles, and we go get our people back. But
Unfortunately, my plan of let's just give the Odyssey a fancy paint job and fly around in that was shot down.
Yeah.
I'm going to flash back now to 24 hours beforehand when Vale arrives with Kennedy and Rendell and Murphy. And Vale arrives at this thing which looks very much like the Thunderdome from Mad Max. And as she arrives with the 2 of them in tow, she hands over some papers at the entrance. It says, "My name is Madradox. I'm here for the auction. These are with me." And is ushered inside for the auction. And they don't search Vale because of the documentation. We've got about 15 minutes left, and I don't think we're going to finish this in the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to suggest that we conclude this next week.
Yeah, I was just looking at the time.